It's a soccer Saturday in downtown Reno. From Greater Nevada Field, tonight, a rivalry showdown, the Silver State Cup, as Reno 1868 welcomes their foes from the south, the Las Vegas Lights. And hi, everybody. Welcome inside our broadcast booth alongside Colin Tabor. I'm Alex Margulies. Colin, always exciting when you can see a team from the north against a team from the south, and the matches between these two have not disappointed so far.
Yeah, good old Nevada rivalry here between Las Vegas Lights and Reno 1860 FC. 3 thrilling games last year. I expect nothing less tonight.
First chapter of the rivalry here in 2019 as we take a look at the key players of the match. We'll begin with the visitors in Las Vegas, and Irvin Parra has been one of the best goal scorers in the entire league.
Yeah, Irvin Parra, a guy Eric Ronaldo knows, brought in to lead the line. He's been fantastic this year, and fantastic also with Seattle Sounders too. A couple of years ago, we saw him here in Reno. Someone to really look out for the Reno back line.
And then on the other side for Reno 1868, it's a homecoming for Kevin Partita, who was actually proclaimed Kevin Partita Day in his hometown of Sparks, just across the ballpark here in northern Nevada. Really exciting to see Kevin back here in the biggest little city as he rehabs a knee injury after being called up last year by San Jose.
Yeah, it's always great to see a local kid do so well, and Kevin Partita completely deserves it. Such a hard-working, energetic midfielder. Of course, coming back from his ACL injury, but someone that I think Almeida with San Jose Earthquakes will be really excited about. Such an energetic, hard-working midfielder.
All right, should be a great atmosphere here tonight inside Greater Nevada Field. Reno 1868 and the Las Vegas Lights. The Silver State Cup is coming up next here on Nevada Sportsnet. All right, we are just about ready for kickoff here tonight inside Greater Nevada Field with Colin Tabor. I'm Alex Margulies. Let's take a look at our starting 11s. We'll begin with the visitors, the Las Vegas Lights, led by legendary U.S. soccer star Eric Ronaldo in his first season. And here's what he's turning in today. Irvin Parra talked about him during the Open. Jose Villarreal, one of the newest members of the Lights. This is actually his first start in the USL. They've had to kind of go through a lot of changes this year.
Yeah, a lot of changes from last year. Eric Ronaldo coming in, bringing in a lot of guys he's familiar with, guys who have played for him in the past, guys who know his system. New signing this week, like you mentioned, Jose Villarreal. Expect for him to float off of Irvin Parra, kind of come in between the lines, play as a 10. Irvin Parra is their threat.
The goalkeeper, Thomas Olsen, a Las Vegas native, went to Bishop Gorman High School and in his first season with the club. On the other side, led by Ian Russell, the head coach for Reno 1868. He has been here in all 3 seasons with the club, and he turns in this lineup for tonight. Corey Herzog has been on fire as of late, 4 goals over the last 3 matches, paired up with Brian Brown at the top. He is in the tie for 5th in the USL in goals scored with 7. And as we mentioned during the opener, Kevin Partita, the Sparks native and Sparks High School alum, back here in the biggest little city. Another player to mention, Raul Mendiola, last year played for Las Vegas, again scoring 10 goals for him. Should be interesting to watch how he interacts. Again, not a whole lot of carryover from last year's Las Vegas Lights team, so not very many common teammates for Mendiola, but I'm sure it'll be an interesting game for him in this one.
Yeah, it'll be interesting for the Las Vegas Lights fans tuning in to see Mendiola, a guy who had so much success last year for them. See how he does in the right side of this Reno midfield. It's good to see Corey Herzog and Brian Brown both doing so well, starting to link up, starting to have that combination that Ian Russell was expecting out of the 2 of them. So seeing them start to gel and seeing Corey Herzog getting on the score sheet so much lately is great to see as well.
There it is, the Silver State Cup, which has been residing here in northern Nevada after Reno 1868 picked up a win and 2 draws last year against Las Vegas, and they got that second draw that secured the victory in the Silver State Cup, and a thrilling victory a season ago back on September 22nd, if you remember, Colin. A 3-3 draw. Antoine Opino scoring a goal literally in the final seconds of stoppage time. One of the craziest finishes we've seen here at Greater Nevada Field.
Yeah, 2 crazy games here at Greater Nevada Field between Antoine Opino's winner in stoppage time and that 3-3 draw. Just 2 unbelievable games, and really, we should expect the same here today. I think both teams are really solid, keeping the ball, going forward in attack, and solid defensively. I know Las Vegas Lights has had some struggles away from home. They're so successful at Cashman Field, but they have not been able to have the same kind of success away. So we'll see how they respond to that here in Reno.
Little contact there from Reno 1868's Seth Gasippli. See Reno in the home blue jerseys, Las Vegas, the whites with the teal colored shorts. First meeting between these 2 teams this year. Las Vegas comes in 4 wins, 5 losses, and 3 draws after the action has wrapped up so far today. Las Vegas sitting in 13th place, while Reno right now is in 8th, a tie for 8th. But a chance, if they can pick up 3 points, it would vault them all the way up to 3rd. So a lot can really happen still early in the season, but some valuable points on the line for both of these 2 sides as they face off on this gorgeous June evening here in northern Nevada. What a perfect night it has turned into. It's been a very unseasonably wintry kind of last couple of weeks, but things kind of starting to turn here in northern Nevada, and a lot of fans have packed in the building tonight to enjoy some rivalry soccer.
Yeah, a lot of fans out here tonight. I'm sure a lot of people want to see Reno have success against Las Vegas. I mean, such a historic rivalry, not just between these clubs, but between the 2 cities as well. You look at the rivalry between Nevada and UNLV. Yes, I say Nevada and not UNR.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Not sure if you'll ever see a rivalry as big as those 2 with the Wolfpack and the Rebels, but it is always fun. And I love the fact that Las Vegas came in to the United Soccer League just to give that kind of north-south feel in this sport as well. Of course, you see Las Vegas and Reno go head-to-head in baseball with the Reno Aces, now the Las Vegas Aviators. Back to goal as Matt Bersano will blast it out towards Brian Brown, as a throw-in will come now for Las Vegas.
Yeah, we see early on Irvin Parra trying to get in behind along with Villarreal. Both of them are playing on the last shoulder of the likes of Clementa and Carroll, trying to get in behind, trying to find the early pass to try to get something through on goal.
Whistle blows. Reno trying to intercept. Would have been in good position as Raul Mendiola was trying to start something. But possession goes back to Las Vegas as they'll send it back to the keeper, Thomas Olsen. Reno coming off of a bye last week. Their last match came all the way back on May the 18th when they played in Tacoma. A 1-1 draw against the newly named Tacoma Defense. Brent Richards trying to serve one in there, looking for Corey Herzog, and Herzog upset with himself that he stopped on that run as Richards put a pretty good ball in there for him.
Yeah, and some excellent crisp passing in the lead up to find Brent Richards out wide. Reno are looking like they're stroking the ball around really well in midfield, drawing in pressure centrally before releasing their fullbacks with space to run and put a cross in.
Seth Sipley on the ball, and he ricochets that one off of a Las Vegas midfielder, Christian Hernandez. And the throw-in coming now for Lacroix as we check out Ian Russell. 37 wins in his 3 seasons here with Reno.
And what great success Ian Russell has had so far with this Reno 1868 team.
Well, it's kind of crazy to think, Colin. You've got 2 coaches, Eric Winalda and Ian Russell, both legendary players for San Jose and the MLS. Neither played together, but you talk about 2 guys that really left their impact. Eric Winalda for the San Jose Clash before they were then renamed and rebranded the Earthquakes, and Russell, of course, having been part of 2 MLS Cup teams with the Quakes.
Yeah, 2 historic players for San Jose. I mean, we look at Eric Winalda, such a historic player, not just for San Jose, but the nation as a whole. So much success in his playing career, successful commentating career as well with Fox Sports, and has had some decent success with coaching, but I think he's really trying to move up in that regard with this Las Vegas Lights team. And from what I've seen this season, it looks like it's an interesting team that can play out of the back, that can score goals and can still defend, that is nice and balanced, which every coach wants. And I'm curious to see what happens in his coaching career going forward.
A lot of pressure coming right now from Reno 1868 as Richards back to the throw-in, finds Kevin Partida. Little scuffle for Sergio Rivas, able to get it away to Sipley. Here's Brian Brown now. And Brown trying to keep possession for Reno, sends it back to Duke Lacroix.
See right there how good Seth Sipley is under pressure. 4 Lights defenders around him. And
here's Mendiola. The offsides flag was up as Olsen was able to swat it away, but Herzog was there as well. And again, Reno putting pressure on this Las Vegas defense, but that time Mendiola just a couple steps ahead.
Yeah, what a great ball to find Mendiola. Find Mendiola's run after switching the play. Mendiola slightly offside though, but we're seeing that danger of runs from deep from Raul Mendiola. And when the defenders are so occupied with strikers such as Herzog and Brown, Mendiola can go and make those runs in from the midfield and behind.
Mendiola now 2 goals on the season with Reno after picking up a score back in that May 11th match on the road in Sacramento. Last 3 matches in a row for Reno have been on the road if you include the U.S. Open Cup. They picked up a 4-1 win over Sacramento with a couple goals from Corey Herzog, 1 from Mendiola and 1 from Brown. They were then defeated by Sacramento in the Open Cup before picking up that draw in Tacoma.
Yeah, another rivalry right there between Reno and Sacramento. I think Reno has had the upper hand in the league. I mean, just such an incredible 4-1 victory against Sacramento, but in Open Cup, it's been a different story. 3 times in a row now knocked out by Sac Republic. I think Ian Russell's tired of seeing them in that competition.
And oftentimes in those matches, teams are shuffling their lineups a little bit. Reno doesn't typically play the same team they do during their USL time. It's often a chance for a lot of the reserve players to get some time in a quality atmosphere. Richards once again trying to find Mendiola. Back to Richards. Send it wide out for Duke Lacroix as Hernandez closes in.
And a good tackle from Kevin Garcia Lopez there, seeing Lacroix trying to push it past him. Knocks it out for a corner, but good passing from Reno. We see Seth Kasipli again with the perfectly weighted ball to find Duke Lacroix. He's looked sharp here early on.
Seth Kasipli, his 102nd career USL appearance tonight. 70 with Reno 1868. Mendiola, and a diving stop from Olsen will force another corner as Mendiola had that one fall right into his lap.
Yeah, Mendiola all alone at the top of the box. Bit of a tricky one with a high looping ball, but gets behind it well. Doesn't quite get enough power. Thomas Olsen probably feels like he should have caught that, but does well to parry it out for a corner rather than slip through his fingers for a goal.
Now Kasipli from the other side. Last touch there by Las Vegas, and a throw-in coming now for Reno as Sergio Rivas tracks it down, and he'll pass it off for Duke Lacroix. And Clemento will send it all the way back to goal with Matt Bersano, who appears in his 6th game of the season with Reno. 42nd career appearance with Reno 1868. Matt Bersano, the 26-year-old from Arizona. He has been a mainstay in goal over these 3 seasons and a guy that has had more success than any other goalkeeper for Reno. 16 clean sheets for Bersano over his 41 appearances.
Yeah, such a great servant to this club. Hard to believe he's not really even technically a Reno player, being on loan from San Jose Earthquakes for the 3rd season, but I mean, he is such a key player for Reno 1868, such a key personality in the locker room as well, just a real leader of this team.
Richards on the throw-in to Herzog. Brown finding some space for Rivas, who sends it wide to Duke Lacroix.
And it's interesting with how narrow Las Vegas Lights are defending. See a lot of space for the likes of Lacroix and Richards to get forward, to try and stretch them with the width that they provide joining the attack.
Well, it's interesting too, Colin, seeing the difference of the way that Raul Mendiola is playing in the absence of Lindo Mafeka. I really feel like he is much more active here early as he finds Brian Brown. Brown, right-footed strike, and it goes off the post.
Oh, and Thomas Olsen with the crucial fingertip save there. Corey Herzog knows that Brian Brown's behind him, leaves it with a little dummy. Brian Brown fires with his right foot. Olsen just pushes it onto his post though, but a great chance for Reno. We're able to switch the field quickly to find Brian Brown, something that has been kind of a theme in these opening 13 minutes.
Another win for Reno as they continue to just live in Las Vegas as part of the fields. Rivas holds on to it. 3 defenders close in and they get it clear. But again, you look at Mendiola, and he looks like a different player in the first 12 minutes of this match.
Yeah, he looks much sharper than I think he started the season. Maybe it has something to do with buying more into Ian Russell's system. I know he had some minor injury issues earlier in the season as well.
Herzog able to stay on sides. He was looking to center it for Brian Brown and couldn't quite link up, but boy, Reno is getting a lot of quality chances here early.
Yeah, and you never want to see your backline fall asleep on a throw-in. Brent Richards is able to launch it past the likes of Torre and Fair to find Corey Herzog all alone. Herzog tries to find Brian Brown, but Robinson covers well. But yeah, I think Mendiola has looked impressive out here. I mean, with Mafeka's absence, another one who's looked impressive, I think, lately is Rivas. Rivas is looking like he's that key linchpin between the midfield and attack for Ian Russell. Such an important part of this diamond midfield at the tip of the diamond. He's the guy who's kind of pulling the strings.
Saw Rivas on your screen just a second ago. He was actually named today by Seattle University as the male athlete of the year for that university this past season. He was drafted in the first round by the San Jose Earthquakes and finds himself here in downtown Reno. 19 goals during his college career with Seattle. And it just shows the incredible depth between Reno 1868 signings and San Jose Earthquakes players that are here on loan, just how much depth and how many different pieces that Ian Russell has to work with.
Yeah, it really is a nice thing to have. I mean, having guys like, Rivas, who is a Reno 1868 player, never got the contract with San Jose, but being able to bring in guys like Gilbert Fuentes and Siad Haji, who we're not seeing here, guys who could be called key players for Reno 1868, and Reno are fine because they have all these pieces. They have the likes of Mendiola, like Rivas. I mean, even with Mafeka out, they have solutions to that, which I don't know if Ian Russell has always been able to say. But having such a deep squad this year, I think, has been able to pay dividends. I mean, you look on the bench, guys like Danny Miz Offski are able to be called up upon. I mean, such a lethal striker from Las Vegas, who I'm sure some Las Vegas Lights fans who are familiar with UNLV soccer will know well.
Oh, and Danny Miz Offski had a goal in the match down in Las Vegas last season. That was a career highlight for him.
And a red card. Exciting day back to Las Vegas for him.
Some highs and lows in that one. As Duke Lacroix goes to race one down on the far side. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship in many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been a leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com.
Oh, and a bit of quality from Sandoval there to escape the press, but Lights lose it before winning it again. Oh, it looks like Hernandez's ball was about to find the run, but Duke Lacroix with a crucial intervention.
Reno quickly flipping the field as Kasipli goes all the way down to the quarter. Moby Fair able to get it out of play. And a throw in now will come from Reno near the corner as Herzog and Lacroix go down there. And this time it'll be Corey Herzog. Nice contingent inside the Battleborn Brigade tonight. Again, this is a great crowd, one of the biggest of the year. And great to see these crowds just continue to build as we head into the summer months. Intercepted by Rivas. He takes a crack at it and almost buries it in the back corner.
Yeah, and Las Vegas Lights are having so much trouble escaping this Reno press. Poorly given away. Rivas picks it up and has one, but just wide of Thomas Olsen's far post.
Olsen has been under duress from the opening minute. He's appeared in all 13 now of Las Vegas's matches. Olsen with 6 clean sheets, and that's tied for second in the USL. He's had a great year. He's been fortunate to keep a clean sheet here in this first half, as Reno has had great chance after great chance. And not really unlike what we see normally from this team. And this is typically how a lot of first halves will start for Reno, as they really kind of let out that high-octane offense and press teams until they can break the opening goal. Scoring first has really not been a problem for Reno this year. Their issues have been more so being able to hold on in the second half, and a lot of their matches where they could have gotten 3 points, seeing those slip away to draws.
This looks like a dangerous position for Las Vegas Lights, but yeah, you mentioned some of those draws. I mean, the games against OKC Energy and Orange County really come to mind. 2 playoff contenders who Reno really looked like they were in cruise control before letting in late goals in both of them. I mean, you look at the amount of draws that Ian Russell has. I mean, a lot of those could have been wins, and they could have be seeing themselves up with New Mexico United at the top of the West.
Take a look at what happened there. Partida with some contact.
Yeah, and it looks like Partida just impedes Hernandez's run there. Good opportunity for Las Vegas Lights. We're in key position, something you want a left footer to take, which Hernandez will step up to do.
Hernandez joins by Jose Villarreal. Again, this is his first USL appearance.
And it looks like Hernandez may be looking to roll the ball into Villarreal's path.
And Reno's wall able to deflect as it goes back out towards midfield.
And actually a well-struck free kick. Clementa did everything he could to get ahead onto that.
Over to the captain, Zach Carroll, who finds Brent Richards. A little too strong that time from Kevin Partida.
Yeah, and a pretty routine ball. And Kevin Partida, first start since his ACL injury. Maybe still looking to get into the swing of things.
Gabe Robinson on the throw-in. You can hear those loud drums coming from all over Greater Nevada Field, some from Los Unicos, right below us, and then the Battleborn Brigade as we take a look at both of the supporters sections. There's also the Douglas Alley Renegades out in the outfields. They've got noise coming from all parts of the ballpark.
Yeah, and I think it does create a better atmosphere having the noise come from everywhere rather than just behind the goal. All 3 supporter groups in full swing out here tonight. Great to see. Yeah, I think Jose Villarreal is looking to join the midfield more. I think they were struggling to get out of the back. And it looks like both Parra and Villarreal are dropping deeper more rather than just trying to get in behind to provide that outlet going forward. Try to outnumber this Reno midfield a little bit more because I think they've been struggling in the midfield areas.
Contact again from Partida as he bowls over Villarreal, and he was slow to get up.
Yeah, and it looks like his name is going to go into the book.
Head referee tonight, Rosendo Mendoza. Hasn't pulled the card out yet, but he's had to intervene a little bit so far. And it will, in fact, be a yellow card for Kevin Partita. Had a chance there that time from Hernandez, just wide of net, as Bersano will direct traffic. Kind of crazy seeing a short-haired, clean-shaven Matt Bersano.
Yeah, we were so used to him with the beard and the man bun for so long. It's a Matt Bersano's just growing up right before our eyes.
Bersano on Twitter earlier today said as part of Pride Month that he's going to be making some donations. $10 per start, $10 per win, and $10 per shutout. You can find that on his Twitter page, M Bersano1, donating to Athlete Ally.
Yeah. Brent Richards as well as part of that. Well, Hernandez tracked the run well before trying to find Villarreal. But Reno transitioned well enough to be able to stop it.
.25 minutes down here in the first half, and both teams looking for the icebreaker. Las Vegas has done better in the last few minutes of keeping Reno out of attack mode. Las Vegas being a little more careful here with possession.
Yeah, I think they're starting to grow into the game a little more. Starting to gain some confidence on the ball, stroke it around a little bit. Doing better at escaping the Reno press, spreading the field. I mean, we look at the back for the shape of the back four right now. Shape ideally you would want passing out of the back, but here's Reno again pressing to win it back. Gonzalez struggling against Brian Brown there.
Richards with a good throw in there for Brown as it kicked off his chest and then cleared by Las Vegas. Mendiola waved off sides. Reno right now possessing 66% of this match. No surprise there. And 2 corner kicks compared to Las Vegas is none. Las Vegas has yet to have a shot on goal, while Reno has had a pair that Olsen has had to defend.
Along with a couple that went just wide as well. And Reno had some fantastic opportunities early in the game. Now it looks a little bit cagier, a little bit more even. Oh, and a clever flick there from Hernandez.
See what Las Vegas can do with this. Reno getting all their numbers back on the defensive end. And Vegas will go back to the drawing board. Here's Pablo Cruz. Nowhere for Villarreal to go. Trying to squeeze one in there, and Partita clears it away.
Yeah, now we're starting to see more link-up play and interchanging of positions from these 4 attacking players, Cruz, Hernandez, Para, and Villarreal. They're starting to be able to link up a little bit better, have the quick, intricate movements. Something Reno will have to watch out for. 4 very clever players.
Rivas trying to lead one in there that time for Herzog. Too far, though. And all the way back to Olsen. Here's Para. Herzog sneaks in from behind and knocks it away. Las Vegas will regroup. Back to Sandoval. Eric Gonzalez.
Great switch of play to find Kevin Garcia.
Partita keeps it away from Hernandez. And back to Bersano. First appearance for Bersano with Reno since April 27th. As that one fell right into the lap of Hernandez. Now Villarreal. And Villarreal with a good look in front of goal. Took a crack at it with his left foot, and that one was too high.
Yeah, and poor giveaway from Reno there. Really under no pressure. Where lights find Villarreal, but Villarreal's curling effort can't quite find the target. But yeah, Reno are going to want to be more careful playing the ball out of the back than that.
Bersano not happy with that chance. Reno goes back to work on the offensive end, over to Richards.
I think Mendiola needs to be a little more patient with his runs. I think Reno's finding themselves in awkward positions because Mendiola's trying to join the attack too early. And the key to it is being a late run after finding bits of possession rather than running early. So, I mean, Reno need to find that fluidity, moving the ball around the midfield before looking for the late run.
Zach Carroll surveying. We talked about early in this match how much space that Mendiola had to work with. They have really tightened up defensively. They have not allowed nearly as much space for a lot of guys to move around on the defensive end. You can see where Las Vegas has really done a good job at closing up those lanes.
Yeah, I think they've recognized the threat that Casipli and Mendiola provide in those half spaces, and they've done a better job of protecting them and being able to move as a unit, but not while still remaining balanced towards their weak side.
Here's a run from Duke Lacroix. And a goal kick coming up for Olsen. Pretty cool story for Olsen, someone that you know well from Las Vegas. He played at Bishop Gorman, your alma mater, then collegiately at San Diego. Last year he was drafted 3rd round by the Colorado Rapids, where then he got to sit and spend 2 months with Tim Howard. What an opportunity for a young goalkeeper to get to train with the likes of one of the best keepers, not only in the United States, but worldwide over the last 10, 20 years.
Yeah, it's good to see Thomas Olsen doing so well. I mean, such a hard-working goalkeeper. I know also he went to the U20 World Cup, which was another great opportunity for him, kind of as the third-string keeper while he was still in San Diego, not quite playing professionally like the rest of that U20 squad. But I think that was also a great learning experience for him being in that environment. And now he's really made the #1 spot here in his hometown his own. And just fantastic to see, really.
And some great hometown stories. Kevin Partita from Sparks, starring here with Reno, and then getting an opportunity with the San Jose Earthquakes, and then Olsen with the Las Vegas Lights and new head coach Eric Winalda.
Yeah, I think there is a lot of untapped talent in this state, both in Southern Nevada and Northern Nevada. And I think we're going to start to see more of that talent come forward as coaches get better in the youth development aspect of things in this state, which I think we are all seeing, along with just a real pathway to professional program. Yeah. Like Las Vegas Lights and Reno 1868 provide. So I think we're going to be seeing an explosion and just a complete influx of local talent for both these clubs.
Well, I imagine Reno 1868 here in Northern Nevada, Las Vegas Lights in Southern Nevada, it has to be a profound impact on the youth game. And for kids anywhere from 3 years old to 18, you know, where again you see there's almost kind of that dream can be sparked of these kids that can come out and watch and be a part of the camps that I know you're involved with. I mean, it is an amazing thing, not only for just purely the matches and the games you get to watch out here, but these professional franchises, I think there's no doubt it's going to lift up the youth soccer in both of these regions.
Yeah, and it's no longer just a distant dream anymore, you know, so many kids, their only experience of professional soccer is watching games on TV, but now in their own backyard, there are these opportunities to go watch high-level professional soccer and see like this path is attainable for them. So seeing that and allowing kids to dream of not just necessarily playing for Manchester United, but being able to play for the likes of the Las Vegas Lights or Reno 1868.
Some really nice movement there from Reno as Mendiola was trying to find Brown, and some good defensive work at the last second there by the Lights to intervene.
Yeah, fantastic one-touch passing to try to find Brian Brown. Just not quite enough, but very good from Reno. More from what we were seeing in the opening minutes, but great pressing from the Lights to win it right back.
5 Lights players deep in Reno's territory, and they will not be happy with the way that they dealt with that opportunity. They really had the numbers and positioning to do something better than that.
Yeah, I mean, we see so many Lights numbers all in the box, and Hernandez completely alone. Parra's cross just a little bit too much for him, but I mean, it was great pressing from the Lights, but once again, poor passing out of the back from Reno to give the ball away in a dangerous position. We know Lights are going to press with numbers. We know that those front 4 are really going to try to stay higher up and try to win the ball and flip the counter.
Goes simply into Brown, who is looking to head there and couldn't redirect it enough as Olsen will go to kick it. Shot on goal that time by Villarreal. Guy with a lot of experience, MLS time with Orlando as well as the LA Galaxy. The most recent signing for Las Vegas. He's been active in this first half. Chance for Las Vegas, and Bersano, the diving stop.
But Las Vegas, once again, doing such an effective job of transitioning offensively very quickly. I mean, they win the ball and right away. They have numbers up on Reno, forming a 3v2 situation. Matt Bersano does well to save it there, though.
And Reno very quickly putting something together. Richards with Mendiola next to him, feeds Raul. Back out to Richards. Won't give up on it. Finds Brian Brown. Brown spins and fires, and too much as we stay scoreless, 0-0 here into the 40th minute.
Yeah, but in these last few minutes, it really has been end-to-end. Both sides creating chances, both sides getting up and down the field so quickly. I mean, for 0-0, this is some pretty entertaining stuff from both sides.
Well, it's been refreshing because you see a lot of teams come into Reno, and they know Reno's attacking style. And a lot of teams come in, and they are more than happy to sit back and camp and counterattack and play from behind and just hope to come away with 3 points. This Las Vegas team is not playing for a draw. They're here to win tonight.
Yeah, and I was fortunate enough to speak to Eric Winalda today, and that's something that he did say was part of the reason for their away form is he plays the same way, home or away. He's not looking to come and try to bunker to grab a point. He has a style of play that he wants to stick with, and sometimes he feels like he has been a little naive going away to places, but he also feels like he's been unlucky. I mean, because this team has gone to places and been entertaining, but has had luck go against them at times. You see maybe 3 points turn into 1 or 1 point turn into 0. So it's refreshing, really, to see a team come here and still try to play an attacking, positive style of soccer.
Everyone but Lacroix and Partita forward for Reno as Kisipli sets up in the corner. Mendiola sends it back out wide to Kisipli. And a little graze there that time from Garcia Lopez, and it'll be a corner kick from the opposite side. A little less than 5 minutes left in regulation. We'll see if somebody can get on the scoreboard. Headed and redirected. Corey Herzog, a goal for Reno in the 41st minute, and it's 1-0, Reno 1868.
And there's that strike partnership. It's almost telepathic. Mendiola's deep cross finds Brian Brown. Corey Herzog can sense the space that Brown is heading into right away while the ball is still being played. Just pounces on it and puts it past Thomas Olsen to make it 1-0 here in Reno.
Well, this is exactly what Ian Russell envisioned when he put this team together. You've got so many weapons out there with Mendiola and Brown and Herzog, and now that they have had enough time to gel together, you're seeing this is a really tough team to defend. I mean, because there's so many different guys and there's so many ways that Reno can come at you.
Yeah, there's so many weapons in this Reno 1868 team. You have to give credit to Seth Kisipli as well, that recognized there was a threat on the short corner and played it quickly while Las Vegas were still organizing. And they found themselves very unorganized defending that, especially with a deep cross that went over everyone's head. Tracking that ball, it's difficult. Second balls, when there's a looping ball over your head, you kind of forget about what's going on and where the ball just came from. And Corey Herzog was able to just find that space and poke one home.
That's now 5 goals for Corey Herzog over his last 4 matches. He had 2 in Reno's draw against Tulsa. He had a pair in the 4-1 win in Sacramento, and puts Reno in front of Las Vegas here in the first half of this one. Carroll did very well there to get back in front of goal and get that one to Bersano as he was trying to fend off Las Vegas attacking there. As Villarreal once again able to get in deep and with a threat there inside the box. But a clean sheet holds for now as Matt Bersano and Reno 1868 hold a 1-0 lead here in the final couple minutes of regulation. Here's a chance for Mendiola. And good job by Las Vegas closing down as Sandoval was able to force that one out of play.
How about that link-up play from Mendiola and Brian Brown, though? Couple flicks back and forth to each other, and Mendiola takes off. Great play, and it looks like Reno are really clicking right now.
Yeah, you can see a lot of chemistry right now with Brown and Mendiola. As Olsen dives on top of that one to keep it a 1-0 Reno advantage thanks to the goal by Corey Herzog in the 41st. And Corey Herzog is a guy that can really be an elite goal scorer. He had 27 over 2 seasons with Pittsburgh. Guy that's had some time in the MLS. He's played with New York, Vancouver. He's the most veteran USL player between the two sides. His 124th United Soccer League appearance here tonight.
Yeah, and I think he was such a great replacement for Antoine Opano. Does such a similar job as well. Runs the channels, acts as a great partner to Brian Brown.
Herzog again almost gets it there as Olsen did a great job redirecting to his left and swatting that one safely out of play.
Yeah, and just as I'm saying that, he shows it once again, running in behind, getting a touch, and a difficult touch, reaching for it, but still gets a lot of power and tries to find the corner. That's a tough save for Thomas Olsen. I think he's expecting Herzog to try to take it down first.
So it is stoppage time. We'll see how much is added. It looks like just 1 minute. Herzog is saying that one was last touched by Las Vegas, but falling on deaf ears as our head referee, Rosendo Mendoza, actually says he will give it to Reno.
Yeah, I think Herzog was appealing for a handball.
Another chance for Kisipli. All the way back to Sergio Rivas. Kisipli. Now Mendiola. And Las Vegas escapes that one. Reno just will not stop. A relentless offensive attack. We'll see if there's time for one more surge here. Mendiola trying to slot one in there, and no space left. As that should bring us to the end of the first half, and it will. So Reno 1868 unbeaten in this rivalry against Las Vegas. The 4th all-time meeting, and it's Reno 1868 with a 1-0 halftime advantage thanks to a goal in the 41st minute from a Pennsylvania native Corey Herzog. You see the 28-year-old heading off to the locker room. And we had mentioned before, Colin, this has been a very entertaining first half, and I really have appreciated the style of both of these teams where it has been offensive-minded, no one's sitting back, and we'll get to hear Ian Russell's thoughts on that in just a second as him and Julian Delgadio will get in position. But Colin, just your thoughts on that first half.
Yeah, I think both teams have had great chances. I think both teams are really trying to create chances and make things happen. It's been a thrilling first half, and I'd love to hear what Ian Russell thinks about it.
All right, let's go down to Julian. He's got Ian Russell.
First and foremost, happy Kevin Partee today. You have that 1-goal lead going into halftime. What'd you like from your team in the first half?
I think we should have scored more goals, but we created a lot of chances. Good finish with Corey. I think we've been the better team. We just got to get more goals.
What's going to be your message to the team at half?
Keep the tempo. Everything we do is quick throw-ins, goal kicks. We got to get our two strikers working a little bit better together and looking for those balls over the top to Raul.
How great has Corey Herzog been for your club over the last month?
You know, it took him a while to get going, but he's scoring a lot of goals, so he's going to keep going.
Best of luck, Coach. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Julian and Ian Russell. I think that's exactly what it is. I mean, Reno, when they've been most successful, we've seen it at times in this first half. It's been those pops, it's been those quick passes, it's been that kind of relentless attack that we have seen in spurts throughout that half, and it was good to see them rewarded with at least one goal. You can see that Ian Russell not entirely pleased because I think he feels like he probably could have seen maybe 2 or 3 goals in that first half.
Yeah, I think Reno could easily be 2 or 3 up at this point. I think he's made a great point of keep playing quick. I mean, especially on restarts, we saw between throw-ins, corners, and goal kicks that playing quickly, quick restarts has been a theme, and I think Las Vegas Light's been caught sleeping a little bit in transition when the ball has gone out of play.
You heard Julian mention it. Kevin Partita Day, June 1st, honoring the Sparks native, the 24-year-old from Sparks High School. It has been a very special week for him and some proceedings here at halftime. We'll take a break here on the broadcast, come back and take a look around the league. We'll look at some of the standings from across the United Soccer League and get you set up for second half action in the Silver State Cup, Reno 1868 and Las Vegas Lights. Stay tuned for more USL action here on Nevada Sports Net.
So they just split up, so basically. Did they get kicked out? So no,
How much time do we have?
2.5.
Statesboro, it's like this little oasis of a location.
I think Statesboro loves itself. It's the first thing I would say.
This is a win for the community. Not only are we getting a professional level soccer team, a sport that's loved around the world, but we are now creating an economic development area that's going to have a huge impact on our community and throughout this region.
let's do it.
I'm not surprised, to be honest, that Tormenta was one of the first teams approached when League One came about. I think it was blatantly obvious to everyone that knew anything about American soccer that Tormenta was a force in League Two, and everything from top to bottom was done so professionally that I had a good year in college and I had some other looks, but for me, I wanted to be at Tormenta FC, and I knew there was 10 other guys coming back here that I knew were bought in and they have the same goals that I do.
This is the first step of a very, very, very long journey. This is a league match. We set some pretty lofty expectations for results this year, did we not? Okay?
Getting here, okay, is a good place to be. And now, what you guys need to do is take it that one step further.
Family, boys! Family, 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 eh?
Yeah.
Into the box, a strike, and a goal. Beautiful piece of it, knocked away by Zell. What a save for Brian Myers.
Back inside Greater Nevada Field in downtown Reno, a halftime between Reno 1868 and the Las Vegas Lights as we take a look at what else is happening around the USL Championship and some exciting stuff to talk about. Colin has included a new head coach joined in the United Soccer League ranks as Loudoun United FC names Ryan Martin second head coach in club history. Martin, some very successful time as the director of the DC United Academy. He had also spent time with FC Cincinnati, helping get them into a position where they eventually moved up to the MLS level. So look out for Ryan Martin and Loudoun United in the USL Championship Eastern Conference. The match to watch this week, Sacramento Republic FC and San Antonio FC. These are typically two teams that are vying for the top of the Western Conference, but both sides have been scuffling a little bit over the last month. Both sides have picked up just one victory in their last 5 league matches. And always an exciting time of year, the Open Cup, 10 USL teams remaining in the Lamar Hunt US Open Cup, and that means these USL teams have made it into the 4th round. Colin, I know you have the game circled. San Jose taking on Sacramento in the 4th round of the US Open Cup.
Yeah, I think that will be a really thrilling game for everyone in Northern California. I mean, two teams in such close proximity. Sacramento Republic being a former affiliate of San Jose Earthquakes as well. I mean, that's just one game I'm really interested in seeing.
Let's take a look at the Western Conference standings as we pull that up for you. This was prior to tonight's match, so not completely up to date, but before kickoff, this is how it broke down. New Mexico United, the newest member of the Western Conference, continuing to pace with the likes of Chris Wehan. They have gotten 24 points. Portland Timbers, too, a team that had been near the bottom the last couple of seasons. They have risen up into second, 22 points. And Phoenix, a team that's always, over the last couple of years, been very dangerous, off to a good start as well. They've got 20 points as you take a look at the top 10 teams in the Western Conference of the USL Championship. Again, how crazy is it? You look at this, no Sacramento and no San Antonio in the top 10.
Yeah, I mean, seeing brand new New Mexico United, who have been a really exciting team to watch, sitting on top of the West. We see Portland Timbers, too, who a team that's been traditionally near the bottom of the table. I mean, at least 2 years ago, they really struggled. Last year, they did make the playoffs, but seeing them so strong in second place. Phoenix Rising is starting to pick up momentum now. I mean, they started off pretty slow, but they're everyone's favorite for the top of the West, and now they're in third. But yeah, really crazy season seeing the likes of Sac Republic and San Antonio where they are.
All right, here in downtown Reno, it is 1-0, Reno 1868. The Silver State Cup, it's Reno and Las Vegas. We'll take a break and come back with Second half action from Greater Nevada Field right after this. All right, getting ready for second half action here at Greater Nevada Field alongside Colin Tabor. I'm Alex Margulies. Let's take a look at the first half highlights. Reno coming out on top 1-0. And very early on, Brian Brown nearly getting Reno on the board as it was deflected and off of the crossbar. Las Vegas, their opportunities were few and far between, but Irvin Parra with a decent shot in front of goal as Matt Persano was able to keep the clean sheet. And then in the final minutes of the first half, some great ball movement. Raul Mendiola, Brian Brown, and then Corey Herzog, who has been on fire as of late.
Yeah, and we see the whole Lights defense tracking the ball as it soars past him. Corey Herzog senses that, finds the space, and puts it away nicely to make it 1-0.
Beautiful night here in downtown Reno as the sun has its last light here on the first day of June. The 12th United Soccer League match of this 2019 season for both Reno 1868 and Las Vegas. As Reno trying to pick up 3 valuable points here at home, and that has not always been easy for this team. We'll see if they can finish this one off against Las Vegas, as it'll be Reno and their home blues that will start off on the offensive end here in the second half of play. You can get updates and alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for Reno 1868 FC and then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus, get reminders on Reno 1868's next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. Reno at home tonight. They'll play in San Antonio next week, followed by back-to-back home games over the Galaxy and Phoenix on June 15th and 18th, respectively. Reno quickly getting down into Las Vegas' end of the field.
Yeah, right away we see Raul Mendiola picking up where he left off with a run in behind. Las Vegas Lights, Torre had to deal with that.
Thomas Olsen had his shot at his 7th clean sheet, broken up with that goal by Herzog in the 41st minute. Olsen came in tied for 2nd in the USL with his 6 clean sheets in 12 games this year. He had 28 saves, 18 goals allowed coming into play. Seth Kasipli will watch that one go out of bounds and quickly throw it back in. Herzog once again pressuring as Torrey was able to clear it.
Yeah, Torrey was alert to the ball and behind, alert to Herzog's run. Dropped a little earlier to be able to sniff that one out.
Kasipli finds Rivas. Rivas being yanked from behind, still being harassed. Goes to Herzog, though, who finds Brown. Brian Brown blasts it past the keeper. Goal! Brian Brown makes it 2-0 Reno.
Yeah, and Corey Herzog turns provider this time for Brian Brown with just a delicate chip over the Lights defense. Brown does well to take it down and just rifle it past Thomas Olsen to make it 2-0 here. These two are forming such a great connection.
Well, you heard Ian Russell. For those of you who saw his halftime interview, he said he wanted to see better play between his two forwards together. I think they answered the call right there.
Yeah, and I think these two are just really starting to develop a great understanding. And what a great ball by Corey Herzog there. Just perfectly weighted right over the top of the Lights defense where it fell right into Brian Brown, where it doesn't too much where it went into Thomas Olsen. Just enough to get over Torre's head. And Brown, cool as you like, puts it away for his 8th goal of the season.
So Brown with 8 goals and now 5 assists on there. He had the assist on the Herzog goal earlier. And now Herzog 5 goals and 4 assists. Those two have really formed, you could look at kind of forward pairs across the USL. Reno may have the best pairing right now, the way that these guys have been playing over the last month.
Yeah, I mean, you look at some, I mean, Santi Moar and Kevin Frater have done very well as well, but I mean, Brown and Herzog are really starting to gel in a crucial time in the season. I think this partnership is really only going to get better.
Coming into the match tonight, Brian Brown was one of only 3 players in the USL that had at least 7 goals and 3 assists on the season, joining Irvin Parra, who plays for Las Vegas, as well as Kevon Frater of New Mexico. Nothing good to run there from Reno. Duke Lacroix was trying to find one for Corey Herzog and had too much on it. So a couple of goals for Reno, 7 minutes apart, and now a 2-0 advantage with 50 minutes gone in this one, as Las Vegas will make their first substitution of the night. As Preston Tabor Itaka checks in.
Oh, and right away he gets in on the action. Yeah, but I think Lights have responded well to that goal, starting to pick up the pace a little bit, starting to get more positive into the second half. This game's not over yet. It's something that Reno fans will know all too well this season.
Moby Fair evaluating the situation, decides to play it back. Fair again directing traffic. Into Parra. Parra's got space, but could not get a quality shot off, but that was really one of the best chances Irvin Parra has had, as he got a little bit of space for that left foot. Just couldn't get the best shot off.
Yeah, good effort there from Irvin Parra.
Mendiola trying to spring one out for Brian Brown. And a throw-in coming now for Las Vegas. Pressure towards goal as Olsen gets it off. Over at Itaka. Itaka just checking in. And Lacroix getting himself in front of him.
Yeah, and Itaka's showing that he's willing to run at Duke Lacroix, willing to take people on. I mean, good substitution for Winalda so far. I mean, those four attacking players all quite similar to each other, so I think Itaka brings something different.
Cleared that time by Mendiola. Wow, just wide of Bersano. And that one really stings for Las Vegas. Great patience there. Not to try and press it. They went back outside the box and set it up for Tabor Itaka. And just wide that one went. And another one making things uncomfortable.
Yeah, Bersano with just that fingertip save on Itaka. Lights go with a quick corner kick and create another opportunity. Great response from the Lights. And here we see first opportunity for Robinson to be able to have one of his trademark long throws. And this isn't just a Brent Richards long throw. He can really launch it into the box. Robertson, who's missed the last couple games through injury. Such a lethal weapon to have a throw with that much length, along with being flat and driven.
Here's an opportunity in the corner for Pablo Cruz, a 27-year-old from Pasadena. He's assisted one goal this year, as that one is collected by Moby Fair. Reno trying to come on the counterattack. And Herzog is broken up. You're starting to see Las Vegas committing more and more on the offensive end. No surprise as they trail 2-0. But they've got to be careful. Reno is a good counterattacking club when they need to be. They can flip the field so quickly. Simply trying to slot it in there for Herzog, and it's broken up by Fair, and another corner kick now coming for Reno 1868. So a wasted chance there from Kisipli as we go back to goal with Olsen. Tune in to ESPN News Wednesday, June 5th at 6 o'clock. Wednesday night soccer as OKC Energy FC travels to Albuquerque to face the current Western Conference leader, New Mexico United. It's the week's best match on Wednesday night soccer, June 5th at 6 o'clock on ESPN News. Alongside Colin Tabor, I'm Alex Margulies as we move into the 57th minute. Another chance here for Reno. Seth Kasipli from outside the box decided to take a crack at it. Olsen able to pounce on it.
Yeah, Herzog and Brown's runs made space for Seth Kasipli. Both their runs eventually led to being offside, so Kasipli had one option to take one on. Doesn't quite get behind it, though. Oh, really well read by Torre.
Finds Ataka. Ataka all the way into the box, and he's tripped up. The whistle does not come, though, as Preston Ataka, once again, getting deep in Reno's territory.
What a courageous tackle from Kevin Partita, last man, already on a yellow in the box.
And Partita a dent with contacts.
As I say that, oh, but it looks like it's going to be a yellow for diving. Looks like Pablo Cruz evades Partita's challenge, yet still goes down. Yep, no contact there. Great from the referee. Kevin Partita knew right away. But lunging into two tackles in the box, sitting on a yellow on Kevin Partita Day, just makes me a little bit nervous.
Well, and that would have been so easy for our head referee, Rosendo Mendoza, especially after just a few seconds before there was another clean tackle in the box. It would have been easy for him to fall for that, but kudos to him for having such a keen eye on that play.
Yeah, and it's nice to see a referee not just wave play on, but to pull out the yellow, say, no, that was simulation. You're going in the book for it. Because you see so many referees maybe not call the penalty, but let it go. And as long as no one gets punished for it, it won't go out of the game.
Another corner kick opportunity for Seth Kasipli. Centered for Herzog, and he almost had his second goal of the night.
Oh, and inches wide from Herzog. Mendiola floats a fantastic ball. Herzog looks to redirect it, but wide of that far post. And yeah, 60 minutes in, I was expecting Kevin Partita to be coming out around this time. I mean, recovering from his ACL injury, maybe does not have 90 minutes left in him yet. Sitting on a yellow card as well. I mean, holding mid sitting on a yellow card always makes you a bit nervous. So many times, you know, a tackle could be mistimed. So Will Seymour comes in to take his spot.
Seymour has appeared in 10 games for Reno this year, starting 9 of them. Came over last year on loan from FC Cincinnati and signed on with Reno in the offseason.
But look at the energy that Itaka has brought into this Lights team since he's come on. Pressing, taking people on, making runs, winning balls back. I mean, he's been everywhere since he's come on. Sandoval's not happy about that.
Brent Richards on the throw in to Kasipli. Kasipli wins it back. Trying to feed Brian Brown, a little bit too much on the touch, and it goes all the way back to Olsen. If Reno can hold on with 3 points here tonight, it would vault them from 10th place to a tie for 3rd. That's how close things are bunched up right now in the Western Conference of the USL. They would be in a tie for 3rd with 4 teams.
Yeah, a lot of teams sitting on 20 points right now. The Western Conference has been so tight this year. I mean, you look at the amount of draws between teams in the top half. It's been very even.
I mean, even New Mexico, the team in first, they've drawn 6 times. Of the top 10 teams, everyone has drawn at least 3 times. The majority 4 or more, so that's a great point. I mean, there has just been so many competitive matches that have resulted in only 1 point on each side.
Yeah, you mentioned New Mexico United, who so many draws, only 1 loss the entire year coming here at Greater Nevada Field. But yeah, I mean, exciting team, but a team that probably needs to turn draws into wins, along with Reno 1868. I'm sure a few teams in the Western Conference are saying that as well.
Well, we talk about it a lot. I mean, the matches where Reno really, I think, gave away some points to OKC and as well to OC, Orange County. Had Reno come away with wins in both of those matches, they would be fighting for a tie for first. I mean, that's the difference that we're talking about right now. Reno's still in good position. There's no doubt about it. And certainly it's been a great start to the year. It's actually been the best start that the franchise has had compared to their first 2 years. They really fought uphill battles. But for the rest of the season, you certainly hope that some of those struggles in closing games that happened to them early in the year aren't repeated. And, you know, Reno has done some things to address their roster, and maybe none more so than the addition of a guy like Emra Clementa, who we haven't talked about a whole lot on the broadcast, but, you know, somebody that quietly really adds a lot to that back four.
Yeah, such an experienced player at this level. I mean, higher levels as well, being a part of Montenegro national team. I mean, playing in European qualifiers, playing with guys like Stefan Jovetic. I mean, along with playing in the MLS with LA Galaxy. I mean, this guy is such a great addition for Reno 1868. I mean, he's formed a seamless partnership with Zach Carroll, right away slotting in. I mean, such an exciting addition to this squad. Here we see another Robinson long throw. These are very difficult to deal with. Clementa, who we were just talking about, heads it away.
Mendiola was hoping to spark a counterattack, but he was taken down to the grass. A whistle against Las Vegas, and Zach Carroll will allow his guys to move forward. Carroll appearing in all 990 minutes coming into the match tonight. Him and Brent Richards have not missed a minute this year. Pretty remarkable what Brent Richards has been able to do. See him there. 990 minutes last year. Last year he was 30 minutes shy of 3,000 minutes. I mean, talk about a guy that has been an absolute Iron Man since he has been with Reno 1868. Tonight, his 71st appearance. And over the last 2 years, he has led this team in minutes. Having someone like that can consistently give you time and stay healthy, I mean, that has been incredible, I think, for Ian Russell to have that consistency.
Yeah, and those kind of minutes are usually reserved for someone who's playing center back. Someone who, you know, center backs take a lot of focus, a lot of, you know, when when the ball is in their area, it takes a lot of work. But they're not the ones running up and down the field. They're the ones that can usually put in those kind of minutes. Brent Richards is up and down the field for 90 minutes, game in and game out. His stamina is incredible.
Kasipli on the corner. Brown, like he did earlier, trying to redirect it to the middle, and this time Olsen was able to snag it away. Almost 68 minutes gone here on the first ever Kevin Partita Day. And Reno 1868 with a firm 2-0 advantage on Las Vegas. Here's Herzog. Over to Brian Brown in the corner. Mendiola gets it away from Lopez. And Seymour couldn't quite get it back over to Brown. Slowing it up is Parra. Looks like he just got clipped up by Clementa. Back to his feet. Las Vegas trying to get on the scoreboard. Matt Persano trying to complete his 17th career clean sheet. Mendiola with the clear that time. And another Lights player is slow to get up. And this time they're asking for some help. And again, it's Parra. Parra back to his feet, but he's slowly walking around and tugging at his left shoulder. Boy, the passing tonight has just been so fluid for Reno.
Yeah, it's been excellent passing to be able to switch the field. And we see Seth Kasipli with room, but Cross can't find anyone.
Hernandez sends it wide to Parra, who seems to be okay after going to the ground a couple of times within a few minutes. Richards, tight defense there. Guarding up on Rivas. Here's Ataka. Chance here for Vegas. And wow. What a positioning there from Zach Carroll as he clears out what would have been a goal from Pablo Cruz, who had Bersano beat, but the captain, Zach Carroll, able to intervene.
Yeah, and it looked like a sure goal from Cruz. I mean, does really well to fake the shot and push it past Clementa. And with his left foot, looks like he's slotting it into the far post, but Zach Carroll covers on the line. Great goal line clearance from the captain.
Fans, the USL unveiled its elite youth platform, USL Academy. This allows clubs at all levels across the USL to develop its local youth and compete at the highest level across the United States, including the USL Academy Cup. For more information, visit uslsoccer.com/academy. Pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool seeing USL focusing on the youth development side, all these clubs trying to really put a long-lasting footprint in their community, focus on the long-term objectives. And, I mean, it's great to see. Curious who the strongest USL academies are.
I mean, can you imagine for a guy like you growing up in Las Vegas to have something like that in your hometown? We talked about how the USL can really impact youth soccer, and this is one huge example.
Yeah, and I would love to see teams like Las Vegas Lights and Reno 1868 putting academies for. I mean, playing in the development academy program. I mean, no development academy programs exist in the entire state. Having that pipeline would be huge for Nevada soccer going forward.
Raul Mendiola will go to the throw-in. Another look at the Battle-Born Brigade. They've been having a good time tonight. A couple smoke bombs going off, a couple goals, and a 2-0 Reno lead as Reno 1868 tries to improve to 2 wins and 2 draws in the 4 all-time meetings between these two in-state rivals. Nasty collision there for Brian Brown, and he is slow to get up after a collision with Itaka. Oh, and he's kicked in the face. My goodness.
Yeah, Itaka going for the ball, but that high boot goes right into Brian Brown's face.
Good to see Brown not take a worse hit of that. Didn't hit him quite squarely. Otherwise, that could have been much more concerning. Reno not intent on letting up even with their 2-0 lead. Still putting a lot of pressure on this Las Vegas defense with about 13.5 minutes left in regulation.
Yeah, I think the way that Ian Russell wants to see games out is not just sit back and absorb pressure for the last 15 minutes or so. He likes to control the game, still see the game out with the ball in his possession, basically. Reno will, when they don't have the ball, will defend as a unit, will try to prevent chances.
And Matt Persano again able to keep that clean sheet as he stops a shot from Pablo Cruz.
Yeah, good effort from Pablo Cruz. I mean, not a lot of options except to have the shot from distance. Got behind it pretty well and could have taken a nastier deflection from Matt Bersano, but in the end, it was rather easy for Bersano to deal with. Oh, Bersano collects really well while Utaka was lurking. He spills that. It's a sure goal for Utaka, but great hands from Bersano.
Bersano's only yielded 6 goals in his 5 starts this year coming into the game. He's got 1 clean sheet this year. He'd love to add another here tonight. Here's Mendiola. Raul Mendiola! 3-0 Reno. He gets revenge against his old team, and that just might be the dagger here tonight.
And lovely from Mendiola. He gets Torrey to commit to the passing lane of Brian Brown before quickly cutting past him and putting one past Thomas Olsen to make it 3-0 here. A great night for Reno 1868.
It has been a great night for Raul Mendiola. I mean, from the very beginning of this match, he has been a tone setter on the pitch for Reno 1868.
He really has been everywhere, linking up play, looking to make things happen, driving forward, making runs. Mendiola's had a fantastic game, and he's really looking like he's growing into his role here at Reno 1868.
3rd goal of the year for Mendiola, his 2nd over his last 3 matches. Also had a goal in that 4-1 victory over Sacramento, as Reno appears poised to once again gain 3 points over Las Vegas. And Mendiola, following that goal, will finish out the night sitting on the bench as Sam Gleedle will check in for his 8th appearance of the season.
Yeah, not a bad way to end his night, Raul Mendiola, with a spectacular goal. And that sub was already being geared up to happen, so it couldn't have been better timing.
And you can follow Reno 1868 and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN+. Home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN+ and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today, ESPNplus.com. With Colin Tabor, I'm Alex Margulies. Final 8.5 minutes of regulation as Reno is on top 3-0. Another substitution for Las Vegas as Eric Ronaldo brings on Sammy Ochoa as he will replace Irvin Parra. one of the top goal scorers in the circuit, and he was very quiet in this one here tonight.
Yeah, a bit of a disappointing night for Irvin Parra. Never quite grew into the game, never quite shown what he's capable of. And Sammy Ochoa, who's had some success here in Reno, whether it's been last year for Las Vegas Lights or a year before that for Sacramento Republic, he's been able to be a nuisance against this Reno defense. I mean, he's so good in the air, so good with his back to goal, so good at bringing others into play. He'll have about 10 minutes or so to make his mark on this game.
Reno with goals in this one from Herzog in the 41st minute. Brown scored in the 48th after an assist from Herzog. And then it's Mendiola in the 79th to make it a 3-0 advantage. Las Vegas has had a lot of quality chances in the second half, but just has not been able to find the right shot to get past Matt Bersano in this Reno defense. And I think getting a clean sheet tonight would mean a lot to this Reno defense. They've been fighting tooth and nail for that, and not very many shutouts have come this season.
No, I mean, and I think credit to Matt Bersano as well, who's made a couple big saves, along with the Reno defense, who have dealt with some of these threats. But yeah, I mean, still time for Lights to get back, get a goal at least. I mean, probably not enough time to get back into this game, though.
Here's Herzog. Sipley in the box there. Seymour keeps it in Reno possession. Here's Brian Brown into the brigade. Reno got their only shutout of the season with Bersano in goal back on April the 13th. In a 2-0 victory on the road against Colorado Springs. If they can keep this 3-0 final, it would be the first shutout this season here at Greater Nevada Fields. You'd have to go back to September 29th of last year for the last time Reno had a clean sheet here at home. Here's Brown. Sipley. Lacroix.
And Reno still throwing numbers forward.
And it's Duke Lacroix. And that is the exclamation point. A rout here in the biggest little city. Lights out on Las Vegas.
What a great curling effort from Duke Lacroix. Brings it onto his right foot, a foot that a lot of people think he can really only stand on, but he puts a spectacular effort past Sammy Ochoa and really cap off a historic night against the Las Vegas Lights.
One to remember here in downtown Reno, and the fans are absolutely loving it. Reno now scoring 4 goals in 2 of their last 3 matches. They also put up 4 in their win in Sacramento.
And that's impressive strength from Brian Brown against Robinson to be able to hold off the challenge and earn the free kick. It looks like Brian Brown's night is done, and making way for Danny Miz Offski.
Do you think we'll ever see what we saw here, Colin, in the first year, July 3rd, 2017? A 9-goal effort, a 9-0 Reno win that game. I imagine you remember that one, loss against the LA Galaxy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably never going to see that again, are we?
I don't know if we're ever going to see a team as bad as that week's LA Galaxy. A lot of their 2 players getting called up to the senior team because of injuries. And they had to call up about 3 or 4 16-year-olds. And I think it was just, and Reno was at the top of their game at that point. I think it was just a recipe for success that I don't know if we'll ever see again.
Reno had a 9-goal effort and a 6-goal effort that year in the inaugural season. 75 goals, set a USL record, which was broken last year, by the way. But that was an incredible inaugural season. 75 goals. Last year, Louisville set the new USL record. They had 83 goals.
And I think this kind of compounds Las Vegas Lights' struggles away from home. At Cashman Field, they are one of the best in the West, truly. But they're a completely different team away, and I think Eric Winalda needs to find an answer of how to gain points away from home. I respect that he tries to go at teams. I mean, I really do. I love a team that is forward-thinking, moves the ball around. But at this level, you have to get points away from home. But I think this Las Vegas Lights team has done well. I really do. I think he's made the right substitutions. I think the introduction of Itachi has really brought life into this Lights team into the second half. And I think all the right answers are there. I think all the right answers are there. It's a new team in the league. I mean, all the new additions that came as the season went on. And it's a team I'm looking forward to seeing more of as the season goes on.
What are you talking about, the home record? 4-0-1.
Yeah, they've been unbelievable at home. They really have. Cashman is such a fortress, such a difficult place to play at. I mean, the fans of Las Vegas really get in behind that team. They dominate against teams at home. They show how strong of a team they are. And I think just luck just hasn't gone quite their way away from home. And I think it's starting to break into their mentality a little bit.
After tonight, they'll go to 0-6-1 on the road this year. That's got to improve. As you mentioned, to only come away with 1 point in 7 matches on the road, that's not going to work.
No, it's not. But I mean, Eric Winalda will figure it out. He's one of the brightest minds in U.S. soccer. He really is. He's up there with the best, and it was such a great appointment for Las Vegas Lights to be able to bring a name like that. I mean, such a huge, iconic name in the sport in this country. And it's the first year for him. It's the first year for, in reality, 95% of this team. I mean, I think he's figuring out what he wants, and it will come together away from home.
It'll be interesting to see what Las Vegas looks like, and Reno for that matter as well, when these two teams meet again on October the 12th, not until the very, very end of the season, 10-12 in Las Vegas at Cashman Fields. Only 2 meetings this year between these two teams after they played 3 a season ago.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that game at Cashman Field. I think it will be a good one. I think a good effort from Seth Kasipli. And it's Kevin Garcia Lopez who gets behind that shot and deflects it for a corner. But I think think Las Vegas Lights are going to be coming out for that return leg with everything they have. And they want a result against Reno.
Because simply from the corner. Look at Brent Richards. It's a 4-0 game. The guy has played every single minute this year and almost every single minute last year. And in a 4-0 game in stoppage time, he is still sprinting 110% after that ball.
Yeah, and that just really just shows what Brent Richards is all about. Such an important player for this team, brings so much energy and passion in, along with quality as well. Having outside backs like Duke Lacroix and Brent Richards really epitomizes what Ian Russell's team is all about. Sending numbers forward, having those guys provide the width. Good effort from Sammy Ochoa. Difficult against Clementa, but he redirects it towards the target.
Well, again, these are big moments here late as Reno tries to hold on for only their second clean sheet of the year, and that is exactly what they will get, a statement 4-0 win as Reno proves once again to have the upper hand in this Silver State Cup. Reno 1868 reigns supreme over their counterpart from Southern Nevada, Las Vegas. A dominant 4-0 victory here this evening. And one that I think a lot of fans will not forget, and a lot of big smiles up and down the field, including one from Duke Lacroix, who picks up his first goal of this 2019 season, joining goals from Mendiola, Brown, and Herzog.
Yeah, I think just an iconic night for Reno 1868 and their short history. I mean, 4-0 against their in-state rivals. This will be a night that many of these players don't forget for a while. I mean, Ian Russell has to be so proud of this team and what they've accomplished out here.
Correction, second goal from Duke Lacroix this year. He also had one in that 2-1 victory over New Mexico.
Yeah, curling effort with his right foot as a winner. About the same minute as this one. I didn't know he had that right foot on him, but that's two now that he put perfectly into that top corner.
Well, he was a forward before he came to Reno, and that's something Ian Russell has been able to do. He has taken a couple of forwards. Brent Richards, who played forward in college in Washington. Duke Lacroix, who was a forward at Orange County before he got here, and those two have turned into incredible outside backs for Reno 1868. Julian Delgadio down on the field trying to keep Brian Brown at bay. Brian Brown with his 8th goal of the year, getting some love from Duke Lacroix. Let's head it down to Julian.
You guys are on fire. 4-0 win over your rival. How you feeling right now?
I'm feeling great. It's a good fight from the boys tonight. Well deserved. You know, we've been working for this. Last week we didn't play a game, so we're eager to come out and play today. And we took care of business, so that's good.
Saw you got nicked up in the second half. There, a little high kick. Nothing malicious though. How you feeling after that?
I'm feeling good. I mean, you know, it's good. It's not too bad, so I'm good. I'm alive and well. You know, no blood, so it's good.
So first clean sheet for this team since September of last year. How good does it feel to give that to the home crowd after having a week off?
It's good. It's really good. You know, that's what we've been working for the week off. Hard sessions, you know, trying to tighten up in defense and to get a clean sheet because we know we're going to score. Every game we know we're going to score for sure. We just got to defend harder, and that's what we did tonight. And we got 3 points and a clean sheet. So that's good.
Congrats on the win and happy Kevin Partee today. Enjoy the celebration. Back over to you guys.
The celebration continues on Kevin Partee Day here inside Greater Nevada Field. The Sparks legends now back here with his hometown club and part of a 4-0 Reno 1868 victory. We'll take a quick break, come back, show you the highlights from this one, and wrap things up from Greater Nevada Field. A big win, 4-0 for Reno over Las Vegas. Stay tuned for more of soccer action here on Nevada Sportsnet. Look at downtown Reno with the lights shining brightly at the casinos off into the distance. A 4-0 victory for Reno 1868 over their rival Las Vegas. Turn into ESPN News on Wednesday, June 5th, 6 o'clock here in northern Nevada. Wednesday night soccer. It's OKC traveling to Albuquerque to face the Western Conference leader, New Mexico United. It's the week's best match on Wednesday night soccer, June 5th at 6 o'clock on ESPN News. With Colin Tabor, I'm Alex Margulies. Welcome you back inside. Reno with 3 second-half goals in this one, Colin, and let's go take a look at all 3 of them. In the first half, it was Corey Herzog who got Reno on the scoreboard, but in the second half, Herzog feeding Brian Brown, who absolutely blasted one past Olsen.
Yeah, and a great little pass from Corey Herzog, and Brian Brown makes no mistake from there. I mean, just really developing a great partnership.
Raul Mendiola, this might have been the best game he's had in a Reno uniform. He gets his 3rd goal of the year, and this was impressive.
Yeah, I think this was his shining game, really, where he comes to on his own in this Reno team, and it was a great finish to cap off an excellent night.
Duke Lacroix with his right foot, his 2nd goal of the year to finish this one out. 4-0, got that one in the 86th minute. An impressive strike from the New Jersey native as Reno 1868 picks up their 5th win of the year. They improve to 5-2-5 and vault into a tie for 3rd place with Phoenix, Fresno, and El Paso in a very tightly packed West. For Las Vegas, they're now 4 wins, 6 losses, and 3 draws, and they will sit in a tie for 13th place with Sacramento. Las Vegas with 15 points, again 4, 6, and 3. A lot of soccer left for Eric Winalda and his club, and again, they've been phenomenal at home, and we'll see if they can right the ship when it comes to road matches, as they could not find a way to compete with Reno 1868 here tonight. Again, their 2nd clean sheet of the year, the 1st since September of last season here inside their home confines of Greater Nevada Field. Up next for Reno, they will hit the road to play a San Antonio team. Not used to seeing them outside of the top 10, but San Antonio, they're right now in 15th place. Had a real hard time getting things going. 3, 6, and 4 on the year. Reno will play there next Saturday, a 5:30 kickoff Pacific time. And as always, you can catch the action on ESPN+. Then back here at Greater Nevada Field, back-to-back games, June 15th and June 18th, as the Galaxy and Phoenix Rising come in respectively, both of those games at 7:30. Kind of kept this a secret throughout the broadcast, but Colin Tabor, your final game here with Reno 1868. You're moving back to your hometown, Las Vegas, where you'll be a teacher and a coach. Maybe you'll come back and fill in one day, but great to have you on the broadcast these 3 seasons. Couldn't have done it without you, and just have learned so much about soccer from you, and it's been so much fun, and you'll definitely be missed here upstairs.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful opportunity doing this, something I never thought I'd have the ability to do, I mean, without the professional playing career that most color commentators do. But, I mean, it's been such a special 2.5 years for me.
And Colin, he loves his airtime, so get him on camera one more time. You can wave goodbye. Colin Tabor, ladies and gentlemen, his final broadcast here with Reno 1868. That's going to wrap up our telecast here tonight. A dominant and memorable victory in the Silver State Cup as Reno dominates Las Vegas, a 4-0 final here tonight. Want to thank our entire production crew. For Colin Tabor and Julian Delgadio, I'm Alex Margulies saying so long from Greater Nevada Field. Thanks for watching here on Nevada Sportsnet. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.
Thanks for the shout out. It's been fun.
You gotta get a shout out.
Yeah, no, I'm lucky that
If you decide
that Andy trusted me when I said I think I could do it.
you've done great.
And hopefully it's something I can still do.
Yeah, it'd be cool if you
I
were
mean-
out in Vegas. At least you got
Yeah, I got someone who got really good
Well, you
connections
can
in this
at least
world.
show like,
Yeah.
hey, I've done it.
Yeah.